everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is also podcast Summer House Martha's Vineyard edition. We are rebranded. We are here covering Martha's Vineyard. And we're excited.
We are excited.
Let's get into it. Before we get into it, check us out in the A&M Podcast Network. This is where we have the Also podcast, which you're going to love. We got a lot of fun things coming. And if you don't like fun, then you can get lost. But if you like fun, this is the place for you. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at also_podcast. Links are in the description. Also, join our Patreon, which is also in the description. Go click on it. It's super easy. Meredith does all that. Thank God. Also, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. It really helps the podcast. And we have 2 new reviews. Have you read them? Sometimes you read them.
I saw 2 come in, but I do like hearing them from your mouth, so I did not read them.
Oh, that's the first time that's ever been said. Thank you so much.
That's not true. I love hearing things from your mouth. That's why I've been podcasting with you for 5 years.
When you grow up with a family that tells you to shut the fuck up most days, you forget that your voice isn't the worst,
and
you know?
This is why we're friends.
So, Amy47 titles it Thank You and gives us 5 stars and says, thank you for merging all your shows into one podcast. Now I know what you ladies are recording once the season I am listening to is over. I've subscribed to you originally for the Summer House content several seasons ago, but now I am enjoying your VPR content because it is automatically popping up on my feed and I love it. Season 5 VPR was so good. I am actually rewatching and reliving memories. Yay. Ladies, you are hilarious and so entertaining. I can't wait for you to cover this last season of Martha's Vineyard.
Oh my gosh.
Amy!
That's what we wanted. It was also disconnected and now it's like everything's together, which like makes me so happy because we just love all of this too.
I don't even think I was subscribed to all of our podcasts, you know? It was a lot.
There was a lot. There were 3. We just have 1 now. Also podcast, baby.
Thank God. And the graphics are better. The pictures look great. We did a whole photo shoot for you guys.
Same great content in better packaging.
Just better. Okay, and then along came Holly, gave us 5 stars, titled My Podcast Besties, Woo-hoo. And says, I absolutely adore these ladies. I've listened the past few months while at work. Quote or parentheses, I work 3rd shift. Ooh, Holly.
Man. Nighttime. We're happy to be in those ears.
Truthfully, though, Holly, side note, I am struggling at work right now. Would you consider recommending me for your job? I'm looking for stuff. Anyway.
Anything and everything.
And these ladies make me feel like I'm listening to my best friends, even when our opinions may differ. Oh, no.
I actually like that, though.
I do, too. But I feel strong about my opinion, so I scare it sometimes. Anyway, they offer a new perspective that I never thought of before. So glad I stumbled upon this podcast and I'll be binging all their shows. Currently finishing up the Vanderpump series. I cannot wait to go to their other shows. Never want the podcast to end. I'm obsessed. If I could give 1,000,000 stars, I would. But for now, 5 stars will have to do. Give us another review, though.
Can you imagine sitting in our rockers, like podcasting at like 80 years old?
Yeah, because we're together romantically, just not sexually, you know? That's us.
We'll have like conjoining retirement home apartments.
Yeah, this isn't ending anytime soon. And Holly, if you're looking for good content, I would recommend One Season Wonders, the Bush Family Brood edition. That was hilarious. That is top quality content.
I believe we did that circa fall 2020.
Yeah, it was a lot. We were in COVID. Yeah. But when I tell you, that still reigns as some of my best work. I don't want to talk for Meredith, but that was my best work.
I know, but we're about to replace it with when we do Kid Nation. Buckle up for that. That'll be coming.
I hope it's as good because we did Princess of Malibu, and to be honest, that was kind of a dud.
The show itself sucked, though.
But that's sometimes, so did Bush Family Brood, but that was hilarious. That show was terrible.
There was a lot of content to make fun of.
It depends,
Malibu,
right? Like,
it was like, there's not much to go off of here.
We always say for Bravo, the best episodes are the most boring ones we watch.
Yeah.
So it just depends, I guess. But we'll keep going, Holly. I would recommend, though. NYC Prep, also great content.
Definitely.
So fun. Anyway, great. Well, let's get into this episode of Martha's Vineyard. It is season 2, episode 4. And previously on Martha's Vineyard, we had a neon party. The house discussed Mariah and Phil coming, which Phil got axed, but Mariah got approved. But Bria's not happy about Mariah coming. And she found out that Jasmine bought Mariah's plane ticket before Bria said she was okay with Mariah coming.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Alex denies Noelle at the bar. Jordan is struggling with her self-image because she has alopecia. Summer and Jordan are both two hot-tempered people, and they're currently arguing in a car while everyone else just sits there. Which you're right, Summer was in the front. When I had to watch it twice back today.
For me.
And I was like, oh, why? It's less funny because it would have been funnier if Alex was all the way in the front and didn't get out. That would have been hilarious.
I think the reason you thought that they were in the back seat was because it was kind of like a bench still in that middle row.
Yeah, and also they were cutting just to Summer and then separately to Alex. So I was like, where are we lined? But we pick up right where we left off. It's day 5 officially at 1:24 a.m.
Oh,
Summer and Jordan yell a little bit. She slams the door, and we see her storm into the house because the little arrow moves along and points with her, which was hilarious. Summer and Jordan have not had any issues in the past, but Summer feels like Jordan is speaking to her disrespectfully. Meanwhile, Shanice and Nick are doing what I would love to do with my life.
I thought of you the entire time being like, we asked for some drunk eating and we're getting some drunk eating.
They're sitting on the couch eating chips and they have dip too. And they hear someone slam a door, storm upstairs yelling. And they're like, when was there a fight?
But they don't make moves. They're just like, and more dip.
When was there a fight? You know, just weird. And Nick's like, I don't know. But they got chips. We're busy.
We're settled on the couch with some food. It takes
if
a lot
I'm down, I'm down. Yeah, once I'm down, I'm down. So then we cut to Noelle. She's crying in her room because she's so embarrassed that stupid Alex denied her. That man's my enemy.
Girl.
He's my
okay, but this also reminded me how much I love Noelle this episode. I'm like,
I know, I love her.
I need you to like pick yourself back up because we don't need you crying because like you're incredible.
She did. Alex is not worth her time for sure. So then we cut back to the car. Preston's talking to Jordan and is like, Summer feels like you can blow up on her, but she can't blow up back. You know?
Okay, do you agree with this? Because I do.
I think people are just know better than to like fuck with Jordan, you know?
I get that, but it always seems like Jordan's allowed to yell, but if somebody were to yell at Jordan, then like it's a problem.
Agreed. Here's the difference. Because I think I'm very much like Jordan. Like if I'm talking loud, no one's really gonna tell me to stop. Because if they do, I'm turning on them immediately.
Yeah.
And people just call me a bitch, which is fine. No one's going to call Summer a bitch. I wouldn't describe her as a bitch. And also, if someone yells at her to stop, she's not going to turn on them. She's going to like be shocked and take a step back. So I think it's kind of like and it's embarrassing either way. If you're the side character, you're like, can you stop yelling, right? If you say that to Jordan, you're now getting yelled at. But if you say that to Summer, you de-escalate the situation, you're done. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying Jordan moves like me, and you're going to be my enemy if you tell me to stop.
Yeah.
You're the one I see red at now, which is not a good quality. I understand. It's like looking in a mirror, you know?
I think it's more so that Jordan calls it out, though. Like, like if somebody, like you said, if somebody were to yell at her, she would yell at them. But if somebody's just yelling to begin with, Jordan's like, you really need to calm down. So it seems a little hypocritical.
Yeah. The way Jordan yells, though, it's an art form, truly.
Oh, 1000%.
She doesn't get overly emotional. She just gets a little, like, almost stern. Mm-hmm. Like, she's not fucking around. Whereas Summer or other people, they get loud and they get, like, high with their voice.
Yeah.
Whereas Jordan stays neutral. She just hits you hard with her projection.
Jordan, it's like making sure people are listening to her.
Yeah.
Whereas like other people get mad, like you said, emotional. And so it's more just like all the emotions increasing their.
Yeah, like not even Queen Paige DeSorbo can do it sometimes, but she can't control it as well as Jordan. Jordan, if she comes for stoic. Yeah, she's stoic. And that's the other scary thing is Jordan, I've noticed, will get silent. Like if someone says something to her, she'll take her time, which makes her even scarier because you don't know the way
It's
she's going to go.
dangerous.
Yeah, Summer is acting on emotion. So she's easy to just shut the fuck up.
That's so true. Like, there's a lot of thought behind Jordan's,
Yeah,
and
she's
there's just a lot
scary.
of like seeing red behind everybody else.
Yeah, like, you know, Paige at the most recent Summer House reunion, she even got like a little high with Wes where she's like, you would be so lucky to like my friend. Jordan would look at him and stare him and
be
make
like,
him
"You would
finish
be so
speaking
lucky."
and then wait for 5 minutes and then go, you would fucking be so lucky. And he'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm dead. Yeah, so it's just different. It's a different type of yell.
That's true.
But I do think Jordan can yell. Because the other thing she does beautifully is when Summer is yelling at her, Jordan goes, no one's yelling, even though she's yelling back. But it's lower. It's like more intense and less yell.
Yeah.
You know? It's an art. I wish I had it. It's a pure art form. Anyway, so Summer's cry yelling in her room. She's doing the thing where she's sobbing, but just saying like, I can't believe that happened. You know, she's like losing.
She's also like, I just want to be left alone. But you know she doesn't want to be left alone. She's like, get away from me.
But then Nick starts being like, what the fuck's happening? And Shanice, they're on the couch still. And Shanice is like, shh, I'm trying to listen. But they're both chewing loud ass chips so they can't hear it.
They cracked me up during this.
These two? Dynamic duo. I love
I've been
them.
missing the comedic bits. Like,
they were hilarious.
The things where they're just friends off in their own world and are like, God damn it, we live in this community house.
When I tell you Nick is my favorite B character, he is so funny. He is so good at what he does. So Amir goes upstairs to Summer and he's like, hey, heard you yelling. She's like, I just need a fucking moment. And he's like, okay. But he stays. And then Shanice and Nick are like, should we go? And they go, but they bring the chips. Nick goes reluctantly. He's like, I guess.
Nick brings water for her too. He is actually a really comforting person. I'm starting to love Nick more and more. He was like, favorite. You'll need some water.
Yeah. So then we cut. Alex is still in the car.
Why?
With Preston and Jordan yelling.
The fact that they are still, like, why is this car a whole nother room to this house right now?
Preston and Jordan, fine. Why is Alex sitting here?
He's not speaking. You can open a door so you can lock the car and, like, go inside.
Just leave my guy. Summer starts doing the thing where you're crying, but you're also hyperventilating. And then Amir tries to get her to breathe, and she does. So now Summer's yelling about how, you know what, she's a good friend to Jordan because she held Jordan when Jordan cried a few hours ago. And now Jordan is mad at her at Summer because she's talking to herself about herself in the third person. She's like, Summer's not allowed to be mad, but Jordan can be mad. And then Shanice farts.
Oh my God.
And kills the whole mood. But, like, brings it up also.
You know
like,
what I was about to say? Great timing because, like, Summer then, like, broke out of just the pure emotion she was in and, like, was able to come back down and be, like, a human.
Well, the best part was she made full eye contact with Amir and then farted.
Oh, my God.
Shanice a bad bitch.
That's awesome. You can't script that girl.
You can't hate her. She's just so herself unapologetically. She's unapologetically herself.
She is.
Unapologetically Shanice, you know? And I love that about her.
I go through ups and downs with her throughout every episode of like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Because she is so opposite to me that I'm always like, oh my God. Love her. But then I'm like obsessed. Laughing with her and then I like want to cry with her. Like I'm just constantly on an emotional journey.
Weirdly, I like to surround myself with agents of chaos because it makes me feel more stable. And Shanice is an agent of chaos. And I love that because, you know what? Get her on the podcast because she's unapologetically full of gas and chips. And those are two of my favorite things.
I can see it. And alcohol. She is.
And alcohol. And I love her. So Bria's asleep because didn't she leave early or something? Bria's gone. She's asleep.
Because at dinner
I think she left.
She got the Uber. People went to make sure she was okay. She's passed out.
Yeah, she has no idea this is happening, which I would say that sucks because this is something I'd want to be a part of because it's not that serious, but it's also funny, but you want to know the tea.
I have a question for you. How loud do you think this whole Summer thing is? Because Summer was screaming about, what I think is screaming about, like you said, Jordan, or helping Jordan when she was crying. And I'm pretty sure because Jordan had walked in the door at that point, Jordan heard her. So I'm like, how much of this whole entire summer, conversation, everybody in her room, can everybody else in the house hear? And how is Bria sleeping through this if everybody can hear this?
I don't think it was really that loud.
Okay.
I think it just seemed loud.
Okay. Because, it's hard to tell. Obviously, they're wearing mics, and then they pump up the volume, and then they show you other rooms that, can that person hear this?
Nick and Shanice couldn't hear it downstairs, so I feel like it's fine.
Well, they heard some, obviously. They went up and brought water.
So everyone leaves Summer's room, and they find Jordan and Preston downstairs. And everyone's like, hey, we heard about the fight, crazy stuff. And Jordan starts crying because these moments are used, because someone's like, oh, Summer was just yelling about how, you yelled at her, but you were crying a few hours ago when she was a good friend to you. And so Jordan starts crying because she feels like the moments of her crying are then used against her. And she tells Preston and Shanice that she's struggling with her wig and she's not feeling herself and she's overexposed. And she feels like Summer's using that against her. And Shanice is like, I also agree that Summer's using stuff against me, so I know how you feel. So do you think...
I didn't take it like that. Like, this is on Summer's side.
I didn't either.
I thought it was just it's frustrating that I show up for people and then they
I
feel attacked. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the person I have her back, she doesn't have.
I think Shanice's situation, Summer was in the
different.
Wrong. But but this Jordan thing, I didn't feel like it was the same thing with Shanice.
I didn't either. So, Jordan's starts crying about how her hair is falling out to Preston and Nick. She's just embarrassed. She says it's something she'll have to deal with her whole life, and she feels like Summer is weaponizing her vulnerability. And Nick is like, you guys should just have a conversation with each other. You guys know each other. You're friends. And she's like, are we?
Now is when I remembered they are living in the same room.
Yeah, yes.
What a nightmare.
Also, Jordan can hold a grudge. Don't put her on my bad side.
That, and clearly everything going on with her hair is just overwhelming her. I'm sure she has more on her plate that I can clearly see this is a redirection of anger and just a lot of emotions towards Summer. I just don't find this Summer thing that big of a deal on its head. So I just think a lot is going on, which is unfortunate. But
for sure. So, because they're staying in the same room, we now have to do room swap. So Jordan's going to stay in the room. Summer is going to go to Jasmine's room. No. Summer goes to Noelle's room with Jasmine.
Which I was like, Jasmine, you were just pumped to have somebody kind of on the outside or somebody falling down, which I get it. And you're like, I'm going to scoop them right up.
That's what you should do.
I would do that 1,000 times again and again.
And then, she's with Noelle. So we all wake up. It's 10:13 a.m. the next morning. Shanice goes to Bria and is like, do you have a church outfit? And I was like, I love her chaos. The night before, she's like, I want to fuck on the stairs. And now she's like, I'm going to church in a good outfit. That's amazing.
This is what I'm saying. That up and down I go with Shanice every episode.
I love her.
She's
so funny. She's so funny. So Nick, not Nick. Alex goes into Summer or Noelle's room where Summer is sleeping. Summer and Noelle. Jasmine is up because she's going to church. And he asks he goes, Summer, do you want to go to church? And the overall consensus is no. So then Nick, Alex, Jasmine, and Shanice all go. Shanice is like, how long is church? And they're like, it varies. There's really no set time. And I was like, no, you know what? I'm with Shanice on that one.
I had flashbacks to being a kid during this whole episode or during this whole scene of being woken up and being like, we're going to church. And you being like, ugh, when? And then how long is this going to last? I don't want to do this.
It's so fun. That is me. Shanice is me sometimes.
Just slot in Jax Taylor at church from Vanderpump Rules, and then this really would have set the episode
so funny. Yeah, when she was like, how long is it? So they go to Union Chapel. Shanice is like, let's go. This place is going to burn down when I walk in this bitch. But you know what? God always said, come as you are. So Shanice, coming as Shanice, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to be a little
I love
drunk.
her.
So what? This is how I felt in college. Like, I'm going to go to the 7 p.m. mass on a Sunday, and I'm still going to reek of alcohol from the night before. Take me as I am.
Good things better be coming for Shanice because this was art. So we cut back to the house. Everyone's starting to rise. Bria puts on a nice dress, starts to clean. Summer asked Preston on his perspective last night, and Preston's basically like, Jordan's disappointed. She feels like you used her alopecia against her. And Summer's like, what are you talking about? Preston's like, I don't fucking know. Can you talk to her about it and not me? So we cut back to church, and my girl Shanice, she's bored as fuck. She's yawning. She's tired. She doesn't want to be here. Alex gives her a dirty look because he comes from 4 generations of preachers. And he's digging the fucking music because he's a music guy.
The juxtaposition of Alex and Shanice at church.
Those two will never be friends.
No.
Like, never.
Oh my God, no. Hell would have to freeze
never
over.
his number one call. Like, absolutely not. So, cut back to the house. Noelle tells Bria how Alex asked Summer if she wanted to go to church, but didn't ask Noelle. And Bria's like, I didn't get an invite either. What the fuck? And I was like, yeah, what the fuck, Alex?
God.
What's wrong with you?
This is drama. Nobody wants to go to church. Nobody actually wanted to go to church. Let's be honest.
I want to be invited.
I want to decline.
I want to be there, you know? So, whatever. Okay, so Preston feels like there's some sort of tension between Summer and Jordan. And he tells Summer, he's like, what's going on? And Summer's like, I'm just trying to take care of Jordan, but I end up taking on her emotions. And Preston's like, you two just don't talk to each other well. I think that's what the issue is, and you should figure that out. So Summer goes to her in Jordan's room, which I forget Jordan's in there, but she is.
She's on her phone scrolling.
She's on her phone.
Still bed rotting, which love.
Love that. But she... as Summer is leaving, she goes to Jordan and is like, I'll be at the pool if you want to come.
I think she said we're all, which that's the most awkward is after you like have a fight is like breaking the ice and whoever talks first, you're like, hey, just want to let you know we're all at the pool. And Jordan does not respond. No. I'm like, this is so awkward.
See, I'm the type of person that I'm either going to fully ignore you or I'll be like, hey, when do you want to talk? Because we got to talk about it. Those are my 2 options. I don't operate in this middle of we'll be at the pool.
If I feel offended, I'm Jordan. I'm ignoring you and I want you to come to me and be like, let's talk. If I am Summer, because Summer also feels offended, but I don't think she feels like it's as big of a deal as Jordan does.
Mm-hmm.
I would try to break the ice like this, but it's just awkward. Living in a house with people you fight with is so uncomfortable.
So awkward. So then Noelle and Summer chat at the pool. Noelle says the conversation with Alex ended at the bar, and it's the end of them, you know? And she starts to cry.
We never started. What do you mean it's the end?
It's fine. So Noelle feels rejected, and she takes it back to her dad because her mom and her dad got divorced when Noelle was 8 months old, and her dad was never a present parent. Noelle's always been searching for love because she's been missing that from her dad. Mm-hmm. She says if she could ask her dad anything, it would just be why. And she has begged and written letters and done all this stuff to try and get her dad to love her, but he never will the way he should, which is very sad.
That is so sad.
It's sad that she's like feeling rejected by Alex because of this, but I want her to know, A, she can do better than Alex. Most people can. And B, you are stronger and you don't need anyone in your life that doesn't need you.
That abandonment, like, wound is one that's so hard to heal. But the minute she leaves this house, you know she's going to find a hotter man who is not as weird as Alex, and she's going to be good.
Truly. You know who else has abandonment issues? My girl, Lindsay Hubbard. And she struggles with them, and people do not give her a break. And Noelle, I want to know, I'm going to stick up for you. You deserve a break, girl.
You deserve a break.
Oh, I've mentioned both my favorite summer house girlies, so now I'm done.
Check.
So it's 1:34 p.m. Amir can't find his hydro flask, and I feel like we just need to spend time on this.
Okay,
Amir's not hydrated.
I was watching this and I was like, a hydro flask? Dude, why are we calling it by name? Like, why do people call water bottles by their brand name?
I can't
find
find
it
my
so
Stanley.
odd. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just be like, I can't find my water bottle.
Yes, I can't find my cup.
I don't think I owned like a designer water bottle.
I was listening to a deep influencing like TikTok, and somebody was like, you don't need 8 Stanleys. You're only going to use 2 cups at a time, like rotation, maybe once in the dishwasher needs to be cleaned. Like, why do we need all these things, especially water? Water bottles is such a weird thing to me.
To match with your outfit.
I hate water bottle culture.
$5 water bottle at Target. And it looks the same.
I have 2. For traveling only. I only use them when I travel. A small one and a large one, depending on how long the plane ride will be.
I reuse a plastic one because I might have to throw it away and just buy a different one at one point.
Totally understand.
While traveling specifically. So this is I have one right now in front of me.
She still got it.
Okay, but Bria is making a chicken with stuffing because today they're doing Soul Food Sunday. Noelle, Bria, and Summer then talk about how today will go. And Bria's unsure because stuff in the house, aka Mariah coming, is not sitting well with her because Jasmine bought the plane ticket before she asked the house.
Though.
I know. She's just really stewing in it. So then the church group is back, and Jasmine immediately cuts to her going, my body hurts. And I was like, why does it hurt?
Alicia?
Anyway, so Shanice, she goes, oh no, Bria, I ripped your skirt. And I was like an agent of chaos. I love her.
That screams Shanice.
So
she tries to be classy, hole right in the ass.
Yeah, God was like, not today, bitch.
I'm not going to let you off that early. No flames, but I'll give you a hole.
So Bria sarcastically thanks Alex for the invite to church. And he's like, no, I asked everyone. I want everyone to go to church. And Bria's like, Preston, you going to go to church? And he's like, no, probably never. I never feel welcome. And Amir says, like, you can only understand what it means to be human if you absorb everything in all types of religion. And everyone looks at him and goes, sure.
Like, he's trying to be a philosopher.
Sure.
If you take a little piece from every religion,
then absorb it. Then you'll know what it means to be human. And I went, I'm not even good in my own religion. What makes you think I'm going to go corrupt others?
Listen, when he first started, he was like, I think every religion has a little bit that's right. Totally understand. I believe that. Yep. But I am not going to be a master of every religion just so I can know what it's like to be human.
I don't even know what that means. Yeah. So Noelle calls her mom and she tells her mom about what happened with Alex. And Noelle's mom's a bad bitch.
Oh my God, loved her.
She's like, be done with it. Stop crying. Don't let him dictate who you are. Get over him. And Noelle's like, I love her. And I was like, I love her.
Noelle went from crying to like, you're so right. And I was like, I want this mom's speech on a loop.
Same. My mom would be like, well, you should try again because you're single. And I'd be like,
my mom would be like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Yeah. Also, I would never tell my mom this. Are you kidding?
No.
No offense, mom.
All offense, mom.
We don't talk about this kind of stuff. You'll know when I'm married. I'll bring him back.
That's the thing. I told my family I don't even know if they're going to be invited to my wedding.
Boundaries. Hell yeah. So we go off to a quick little beach day. We do a cheers. We throw the football around. And then we play Martha Says, which is just Simon Says. But we also
appreciate it.
We do it 1v1. Which was wild.
Savage.
I loved it. I loved it.
At first I was like, why are we playing this? This is a kid's game. And then they made it so fun.
The 1v1 was dope. And then they try and spell black slang, which was also very fun.
I want that card game. I'm so curious about it all because I know none of it.
Yeah, it was fun. And so then we go home because we got to cook for Soul Food Sunday. It's going to take 4 hours to cook Amir's shit, so he's got to go.
My God. Wait, okay, but when they were talking, he was like, no, it'd only take like 30 minutes, but like we need 4 hours. And I was like, how? You know what?
It takes 30 minutes to prep, 4 hours to cook.
Okay, because whenever I heard 30 minutes, whenever he said it as like that's the cook time, and then he was making short ribs, I was like, it takes a long time to make short ribs.
Yeah. He prep time 30 because they're like, we gotta go. You need 4 hours. He goes, I only need 30 minutes, but it needs to cook for 4 hours. And I went,
Gotcha.
then we need to go because
We
you
need
gotta
4.5 hours.
You
This
need
is
30
just
minutes
like
to put it in.
your car ride on the pre-show. Boys,
Yeah.
why do they talk like this?
Boys don't know how to tell time.
No.
I'm convinced. So we get home. We need to bring out the trash because there's like 10 trash bags.
Oh my God.
And so some people get roped into it. But it's beautiful. We discover a watermelon and a whole backyard we didn't know about.
We see a whole side of the yard we never see on
It's
camera.
like a zoo. Yeah. But then as they're walking, the girls are like specifically Noelle. She's like, where the fuck's Alex? Why isn't he helping with this? But he's busy
Amen.
meditating.
Shocking.
And then Amir and Summer go cook in the kitchen. So now it's 9:18 p.m. Summer asks Jordan. She's like, hey, can we talk? So they go sit down in Noelle's room. And Summer says there's a lot happening. Or Summer tells us. She says, like, there's a lot happening in her life right now. She's trying to figure out who her father is, which did we know about that?
It just sounds like there's a lot going on with Dad. Because I was confused by that too.
Trying to figure out who her dad is. Trying to stay strong for her Nana who is having surgery. This fight with Jordan is extra. And I was like, girl,
Can I be
back
mean?
up. Oh, okay. Yeah. Wait. Let me lift from the grave. Can you be mean? Yeah.
I don't care about things that you don't mention on screen. So like
No,
in your
I
interview
agree.
chair, where are we listing like in depth? You can just say like, hey, I have a lot going on with my dad and my grandma. Like you can lightly sprinkle like, hey, I've got problems. But when you don't bring it to the show, I don't care about your state of mind too much after the fact.
I agree. I literally went, what the fuck's happening with your dad? What the
You're
fuck's
giving
happening
this
with your
detailed
grandma?
laundry list of where your mindset was at 6 months ago when you filmed this. I don't care.
You're even not going to tell me where your grandma's getting surgery?
That's the thing. She's giving us middle ground details. Either give me nothing, give me everything.
When did you discover your dad thing? Have you always not had a dad? Did you have a dad that you didn't know was your dad? I gotta know. I have to know. I actually know someone who took a 23andMe and then learned that she was adopted.
No.
So if that's this, I got to know more. But none of us are allowed to bring it up.
The dad thing especially sounds like a juicy topic. And
Tell
I
me
feel
about
like
it.
we're withholding. I felt like that a lot this episode of like, it feels like people don't want to say things at a table, but that's why you're on this reality TV show. You're here to provide me entertainment. I'm going to be honest here.
Just sit down and go, hey guys, I'm trying to figure out who my dad is. Just tell. People go, what? Me specifically. I'd go, what? What do you mean by that?
Don't
mean
have that as a
things.
story in the interview chair.
Yeah, I gotta know. So, Jordan tells Summer she doesn't know what the problem is, but bringing up Jordan's private moment was bullshit. Jordan feels like Summer was sharing Summer sharing that was a violation. And Summer says there were times last night when Jordan's tone felt belittling. So she was just trying to say that she was caring for Jordan, but Jordan's mean to her. And Jordan just feels like it shouldn't have been brought up. It doesn't feel like a safe space anymore with Summer. Summer apologizes for that. She does want Jordan to know this is a safe space. And Summer feels like Jordan can just be very angry if there's an argument. And Jordan takes her time and looks at Summer and is silent. And then she goes, okay. I went, she hates Summer. She hates Summer.
Summer was like, hey, I'm really sorry, whatever. And Jordan just says, okay.
Okay. This was so crazy.
I would not be friends with you if we had a conversation like this where like we obviously both were wrong in certain sense. And if I told you that your tone was belittling, you would say sorry. Like, you'd be like, I did not mean to. I'm sorry I took my life out on you.
Not anymore. I'm going to stare at you and go, okay.
Okay.
Which would honestly maybe make you laugh at this point because now we're talking about it. You'd be like, you're a bitch. But yeah, this, Jordan scares the fuck out of me. I never want to be close to her enough that we could fight. I don't want that.
I go back and forth between being like, you're a bitch. This is so mean. And like, you're a badass bitch. Like,
I think it's kind of I think she's very closed off, that she holds everyone at arm's length. And once you
Yeah.
do even anything to make her feel remotely unsure, she cuts you. You're
It
cut.
reminds me of Jordan and Jasmine last summer. Like, Jasmine was in the wrong for sure, but like clearly Jordan cut her out of her life after that.
I mean, Jordan and Danielle are no longer friends from summer or winter house.
I think they like hang out a little bit socially, but because
Well,
right after it aired, they hung out, but I don't think they're friends.
Jordan says in her interview she's fine with Summer, but there's always going to be something that holds her back.
That makes it hard to continue a friendship.
That was crazy. But if I'm Summer and you don't apologize to me, I'm cutting you off.
I would 1,000% put you in a box of like, I cannot be that close to you.
Yeah, are you not going to apologize to me? I've told you were belittling.
Yeah.
Nothing? Okay. So, it's fine because I'm hungry. Let's go to dinner. It all looks really good. Amir is telling everyone what was made, and then he points to the meat on bread, and he goes, I made Philly steak. There's no cheese. And then it cuts to his interview chair, and he goes, I forgot the cheese. And then everyone else is like, who the fuck just wants, like, dry bread with meat?
Why serve it? Just put it in the fridge and we can go pick up cheese and have these for lunch tomorrow.
It was so funny. He's like, this is just meat on bread because I forgot the cheese.
There's not even like, because I know in some Philly cheesesteaks they put like, like onions and peppers in them too a little bit.
It's just the meat. But also, if you're going to serve me a sandwich, there needs to be some sort of sauce. And if it's not cheese, add some, get creative.
Honestly.
Mayo it if you have to, but do something. Don't just serve me dry bread.
Don't serve it.
Dry bread? You goddamn kidding me.
I care about food so much this offended me through
what
the
a
screen.
Waste. Yeah, it was hilarious. So we raise a glass. Alex is so observant. He's sitting there and he tells us, he's like, I feel like Jordan's having a hard time in the house because she's quiet. And then we need to clean up so we can finally relax. And no one ate the cheeseless Philly steak on bread.
Now I want a real Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, just to like redeem what this man has done. Why didn't he send someone out and be like, can you go pick up cheese really quick?
And the way he was like, oh, I made this just in case my short ribs didn't turn out. I'm like, sir, we left the beach so you had enough time to make these goddamn short ribs. What did you do?
We're eating them raw if it doesn't turn out, sir. I'm not eating your bland
cheese
sandwich.
Non-cheese steak.
It's just a sandwich, a dry sandwich you've served. It was hilarious. So we go to sleep and then we wake up and it's day 6 of 15, 9:13 a.m. Simon cannot figure out how to book a ticket to come see Bria, and Bria's fucking pissed.
Bria?
And this was all we need to know about.
Me up.
She does not. The way you feel about Shanice is how I feel about Bria. I'm unsure.
Okay, that tells me exactly what I probably need to know, because I find everything Bria does hilarious. I'm like, talk down to Simon. You're right. He just worked 14 hours and he can't look up this stupid flight to come see you. God. Be mad at him. Get him, Bria.
I was like, just buy him his ticket. Why are you yelling?
That too. Just honestly... Simon isn't really weaponizing his incompetence. It just seems like he's exhausted and doesn't want to search for the ticket Bria's clearly finding.
But also, flying into Martha's Vineyard is hard.
Yes. So
maybe there's from Germany. I don't know how many times this man has to connect, but that's crazy.
I have to assume it is 2 separate tickets. There is no way.
Maybe it doesn't add up. Maybe
go
it doesn't add up.
United and be like, Hamburg, Germany. That. I don't know where he lives. And
I know that. But like, how many times does he have to connect?
No,
maybe Bria's giving him a connection of 15 minutes. That doesn't slide. And Simon's like, I can't find the ticket.
It sounds like it's a logistic nightmare, and Bria clearly has it down on lock. Like,
she doesn't care.
Just handle it.
She doesn't care. Yeah, just do it. Nick goes on his run, just because we haven't talked about Nick in a while. I just want to... He's going for a run. But he's not in a crop top today.
Boo.
We cut to the truth booth. I don't understand what this truth booth is.
I hate that truth
booth. Today is Bria's world. And I went, the fuck is that? But Bria hired Chef chefs, and she set up a tent in the back, and there's a popcorn machine, and she's basically throwing herself what is not really a lunch, but just like a
No,
snacks.
Alicia, I was like trying to get a grasp on this.
Why did this get cut?
We love parties. You know, Summer House OG crushes them. I was like, what is this theme? What is going on? And everybody ends up dressed differently too.
We have to zoom into I don't know what it was. We can't spend that much time on it because I didn't understand it.
It's just all of her favorite things, I think.
Great. So then Jasmine calls Silas. The conversation ends up going well. I just hate this man. So she's like, hey, Silas, people are starting to suspect. And he's like,
I immediately knew where we were going.
Yeah, and she's like, hey, we're expecting. And we see the baby bump. So I don't think the producers are mad at her. I think they were just like leading us
building
to
the
it.
Story. I agree.
Yeah. And she's really showing. So I'm surprised no one's clocked it.
I just think it's stupid for them to build this story when in like real time when this aired, she had already had the baby. So...
So she's been waiting but I get this. She was waiting to tell the group until her second trimester, but that's in a couple days.
Okay. Never been pregnant, not a mom, but like, does 5 days matter?
I don't think so, but I think you do want to wait until your second trimester.
Yes. But like when it's 5 days away and you're moving into a house with people where you're drinking.
You know what though? If you're one of the rare women to have a miscarriage in those 5 days... terrifying. Like, I think I would wait. I would totally be like, I'm waiting for the
everybody's
exact day.
Gonna know anyways. Then like now you have to deal with a miscarriage with these people.
Yeah, but you don't want to celebrate and then have to be like, never mind. That's a lot. Tis fine. Listen, I've never been pregnant. I don't know the rules.
I don't know. I felt like this was like a power play. And I didn't like that. But I started to have an epiphany of like, okay, yeah, Jasmine really is alone. Like whenever she was on FaceTime with Silas, like again, like you, I hate Silas. But her with that baby bomb, I was like, wow, this is a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I think she should have told the house. Like, I think it would have been easier for people to provide the support, knowing like, I think a lot of the house, like you and I, don't like Silas. So not having Silas, like you and I have kind of forgotten about him. Until he shows up on our screen. So I think with everybody else, they're like, yay, no Silas. Instead of thinking like, oh, Jasmine's alone and her husband's deployed.
Yeah. I think there is a part of me, if I was pregnant, I'd be like, I need to wait. Because like, I wouldn't want to like have to celebrate with everyone.
You are happy and aren't through the clear zone.
But I could also see myself like going into the house and being like, everyone, I'm pregnant. It's still the first trimester, but then it's on TV too is the other thing. If it wasn't televised, I'd be like, I'm in trimester 1. So like, it is still early, but I wanted to let you guys know just so like, you can help me out. But the thing about being on TV just took me a step back. As
That's true. I didn't really think about that element.
Yeah, sad. So anyway, though, she does have the baby, so we don't have to like speculate about that. Thank God.
I was tired of kind of like feeling shitty for like bitching.
I know. We know she had the baby. Baby, as far as we know, is healthy.
She had the baby. Baby's healthy. Everything's great.
But Silas does surprise me, and he says that it's Jasmine's secret to share. Because I could totally see this fucking loser being like, "Don't share the. We agreed.
I thought that would happen too. Blech. I thought he'd be like, we said we weren't going to tell anybody, and that would have made me feel like it was a power play.
No, yeah, fuck this man. So Jasmine says she's really struggling this summer without Silas, and she needs the support of the house, which I get, girly, get it.
But like.
You gotta
Again, this is another thing. Like everybody right now in the house, like has something they're like holding and like won't talk about, but are like super mad and they want support. And I'm like, well, you gotta share.
You gotta speak up.
Get support.
So then she goes on stairs. Silas says hi to everyone. He says, "I love you" in the language for wherever he is.
He's in Poland.
He's insufferable. I don't care. Anyway, I hold grudges towards shitty men, and this is
Bravo
my
is full
uno.
of them.
Yeah, it's not hard to find him on TV.
I mean, there's one in every show.
At least, the minimum requirement. So then they all sit around this table and Jordan's like, hey, you guys, I had this crazy dream where I didn't know I was pregnant and then I gave birth and then I wasn't ready for it. And Jasmine's
I thought I was a teen mom.
Jasmine's face was literally like, no way.
That's one of those moments where you feel like everybody knows something and they're just like
so
trying to
funny.
egg you on. But it's like, no, like they may speculate that you're pregnant, but that really did happen, you know?
Jordan was so fun, or not Jordan. Jasmine was so funny.
She was
Her
like,
face, but she was like happy, but
"Wow."
like shocked, and was like, "No way!" It was hilarious. So we go outside to Bria's world. Bria has alpaca. She walks in with alpacas.
Oh my God. Also, was it Nick who said, like, she probably saw these that are half a mile down the road and had to just add them on?
Yeah, there's an alpaca farm right nearby.
Okay. This isn't like a cohesive theme or party that like makes me get into it. It's just a hodgepodge of random stuff. So I'm not excited.
Summer describes it as Coachella after everyone's left.
That's so sad.
But then nothing even happens because they sit on the ground at this table. Amir talks about his girlfriend Natalie a little bit. And then Bria comes to sit down and they're like, hey, Simon's coming, right?
And she's pissed.
Yeah, because then someone's like, well, is he going to New York after Martha's Vineyard? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. And everyone's like, okay. But that wasn't like, she's like, why do I have to talk about Simon when we're fighting? And I was like, because no one knows you're fighting.
They're genuinely asking about your boyfriend in a nice way. This is like the fourth person who is blowing up for no reason.
Yeah, dude, he's in Germany. I'm not sure if he's coming till he's here. And then we're asking, is he going back to the city with us?
Is he going to spend more time with you? I'm so sorry for caring about your life. You're right. I shouldn't ask questions about you.
Yeah, no, fuck off. So then I was like, what's the point of Bria's world? Because we start getting ready for dinner.
When they're walking in and somebody goes, what time is dinner? I was like, what the fuck is going on?
What was the point of this? What was the point of it?
Because there were plates of food.
So was this lunch?
I guess. I cannot keep track of the schedule right now.
And they didn't give us timestamps. So Noelle helps Jordan with her hair. Jordan says she's still adjusting to the new transition of wearing wigs every day, which I imagine is very hard. Mm-hmm. So then we don't get much on it because we cut to dinner. We get Noelle and Alex sitting next to each other and they seem fine, which we're like, fine, whatever. But Jordan's on her phone. And then Alex from across the table, literally he's on one corner end and she's on the other corner end. He goes like, Jordan, you're being really quiet. I just want to check in on you. God, this man is a walking ick for me.
Okay, I thought it was nice when he called it out. Obviously, it was in his interview chair from the previous night dinner. I thought he was going to pull her to the side and be like, hey, I've noticed you're really quiet. Are you okay?
Yeah, let me call the quiet bitch out at the table, you know? So
I mean, it is glaringly obvious. Like, she is a loud, vivacious person. So
he's like, why are you quiet? And Jordan is so scary. She goes, what's quiet about me? And I was like, what?
I was like, all right.
Never.
Everybody wants to fight.
Never.
Everybody wants to fight today.
She got claws. Her claws are out. And Alex is like, you're not involved in the conversation. And Jasmine tries to make light and she goes, maybe Alex misses your voice, which I started laughing at because everyone was like, yeah, he probably just misses your voice because Alex is such a weirdo like that. And then Alex says he just feels like Jordan has a strong presence and a strong voice and he hasn't been hearing it. And everyone's like, he misses it. And then Jordan's like, look. And Jordan gets deep. I probably would have been like, I don't like you enough to talk to you. But she goes deep. And I
was so confused, though. I thought she was going to talk about her, like, alopecia. And then she's like,
nope.
I think I'm so confused this episode.
She experienced a lot of loss in her life, more than most 31-year-olds. Mm-hmm. And she's been responsible for a lot of people's lives. And it has impacted how she looks at life. And she wants to experience a lot, like with her dad. And she doesn't know if she'll get the time, not because he's sick, but because her brain is constantly thinking about time, especially because her mom died when she was 17. And she was so busy making sure everyone else was okay. She couldn't tap into the lighter joys of life. So she felt alone and overwhelmed. This is valid. It was just heavy for the table. We're all joking about how this man likes your voice.
Like, I understand, like, you want through a lot with your mom and like taking care of your grandparents. But like, I'm confused about the like, will I ever have time with my dad? Like, is there something wrong, or is it just like
I
hard
think
to
Jordan
manage
has,
life?
I think she has high anxiety. So her anxiety is festering of like, your dad could die at any minute,
Oh my
the
God.
way your mom did.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that part. I got confused on how she's been responsible for a lot of people's lives.
I think when her
Is she
mom
a
died,
doctor? Oh,
what?
I go, is she a doctor?
No. I think when her mom died, then like the expectation of her and probably her dad, but like her dad's like, I don't care about these people. Maybe not to that degree, but like they're your blood relatives. Like as her grandparents got older, it was kind of more on her to like manage it. I don't know if they're alive or not, but
Oh, it just got really heavy for me, kind of out of nowhere.
it was a lot. It was just,
It was a lot.
yeah. I guess I just still don't understand what she's feeling or what like.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm more confused.
Is she feeling alone and overwhelmed now, or is she just quiet because she's always like thinking about things? I think she has a lot of anxiety.
Yeah. She just like stuck in her mind, and here's some things that are playing on. Like
Yeah.
it just reminds me of Summer's interview chair. I'm like, this wasn't enough to satisfy what the heck's going on. I'm more confused.
I get it to an extent because I've one of the anxieties I have, because I have tons. One of them is where I always see the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
It's like intrusive anxiety. So I could be outside walking and I'd be like, a car could come out of nowhere and hit me right off the sidewalk right now. Like that's just it. But it's not to the point where I'm like at dinner and I'm going, I could fall off these steps and then my dad could die and I wouldn't know because I'd be in a coma. Like that's a little intense.
Ooh.
That's wild, but I hope she's not going through that. We support mental health and we always encourage therapy.
1000%.
Talk about it.
2 proud supporters.
But I don't think Alex is your therapist. For sure not.
No. I think Alex was like, hey, you good from a surface level.
And she's like, no. But also, is this a bad bitch move where you just drop the heaviest shit and everyone just goes, you know?
I kind of used to do this sometimes socially. I would just like, people like, you good? And I would like make a joke out of it though. And then I'd like, we like roll on.
No,
that's why a lot of people
like
don't take my like mental health stuff seriously, because I always made it a joke.
I would have looked at you and been like, you can go now. You're done. This isn't a healthy environment for you currently.
I'm learning to not joke about it.
You can joke about it, but if someone goes, you're good, don't be like, no, because my depression's taking over my life. Instead, be like, yeah, I'm fine. And then if they go, what's wrong? Be like, depression and the economy. But like, initially, no. If I'm just checking in, no. I have to ask further for you to share.
And then I'd be like, who wants another drink?
No. Nightmare. I just imagine myself being on the verge of blacking out, and then that's what you say to me. I'd be like, we're done.
That would be so funny.
I'm breaking up with you. Yeah. So Jordan then shares that she's also losing her hair and is a Black woman. Hair is currency. Mm-hmm. She's also single, and that's been a big thing because she doesn't know what's going on there and if she's okay. So she's just struggling, which Amir says, we'll all show up for you if you need us. And everyone agrees.
But I bet she was raised to be hyper independent with losing her mom, that it's really hard to like open up and lean on people.
Yeah.
Because there just isn't, it's not about the other person. It's just really hard to form trust to like lay things on other people.
Yeah. Which I get. You never want to be the burden.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Because so many people, and like it's okay to somewhat be a burden, but if she did have to care for her grandparents at such a young age, like that is a burden. So then she doesn't want to do that to other people.
Yeah. So then Alex says he understands Jordan on a deeper level. Like he says this out loud, that he understands Jordan on a deeper level after one dinner than he did from last year, because Jordan is now willing to share.
Which like is true on its head. Like I'm sure you do know her better right now.
The way he said it.
Correct.
So then Jordan says, well, you didn't understand me last summer because you had my friend fucked up and I was ready to kick your ass if we're keeping it gangster. Oh, and I went, that's some shit I would do. If some dude that I don't even like, because I don't think Jordan likes Alex that much. If some dude was like, I understand you better now because you're being vulnerable, I'd be like, well, I don't want to be vulnerable with you because
Fuck
you're
you.
a fucking loser. Yeah, I'd
Mhm.
be off. Oh, man. So she says that, and I go, I'm gagged. So is Alex. He doesn't know what to do. The whole
No,
table.
I think this is the version of Jordan I like. Like, there's people who deserve this. Your friends don't deserve this reaction necessarily,
No,
but like
this was
Alex deserved.
Sure thing. So then Alex, because then Jordan's like, you called me toxic the first time I met you,
We got
and
the
we get
receipts.
receipts. And I guess it was just like Alex going like, I think Jordan would be toxic. And everyone was like, toxic.
Yeah, Jordan's the toxic friend is what he said.
Yeah. He judged the hell out of her. And you know what? He judged the hell out of Shanice too from that whole stalking incident.
Not the insecure
actor.
man. Yeah.
The insecure actor, you know? Because he's insecure about
He's
himself.
so insecure, she had to stalk him.
That was the best bit. It's obviously the show Insecure by Issa Rae.
That is my version of your plate situation in Vanderpump Rules.
You have to watch Insecure. It's such a good show.
I don't think I can. I just need to
I
always need to know that this man was just insecure in his own mind.
Meredith, you're being racist if you don't watch Insecure. I pulled the card. Listen to the pre-show. It was a joke from the pre-show. Go listen. But you have to. After Martha's Vineyard is canceled, you have to watch it.
Deal. Once the bid is over, I'm
Truly, I don't even know who this guy is on the show, but that was so funny. Okay,
gosh.
Yeah, so the stalking incident, which it was Alex that brought it up at the house and was like, Shanice is crazy because she's stalking her ex when I Googled her. And Alex is like, no, technically. And Jordan's like, you want to do it? Let's talk about it. Let's go. And I was like, woo, she hot. I love her. So Alex says he actually didn't Google Shanice. He only knew about that stuff because Nick Googled it. And Alex brought it up to try and protect Shanice because people would Google her. And Shanice goes, protect me? You traumatized me because you brought it up on TV. And then she starts to cry. Because now it's back on Google when you Google
Let's be honest. Somebody would have found this no matter what.
Yes, but
that's where you text Shanice. You don't bring it up on camera and you say, hey, Nick told me about this. I recommend this if you are trying to protect her. And give her the choice.
You know what? A, he hadn't even met her at this point.
Very true.
They just knew of her. B, he's going to claim he's protecting her?
I find that weird.
You don't even know her. Again. 3, you're bringing it up on camera.
Yes.
To 4, not Shanice. To everyone but Shanice.
He should have gone to whoever's closest to Shanice and said, and like texted them or talked to them off mic and said like, hey, or even if it was in the corner where it's not on camera because he was sitting in the corner like trying to hide it from the camera saying, hey, I heard this. You may want to chat with Shanice.
Yeah. So everyone's like, but who brought it up first? And Alex brought it up in the house because Nick had brought it up off camera. We didn't know. Yeah. And then they went to brunch where Jasmine was the one that brought it up and was like, let's talk about it.
Yeah, she wouldn't let it die, which so Jasmine. She was so trying to self-produce last season and like be the one to hit the beats. Way too hard.
She was hitting the beats though. But yeah, so Shanice is crying because it's actually like a legal issue and he's suing her for $20,000. Which this insecure actor should get secure with his bank account and not sue her.
I was about to say, he truly is insecure at this rate.
He's so insecure. Yeah. I love how last season we were like, Shanice might be a little off a rocker. And now we're like, this man is so insecure and rude.
Isn't that crazy
Get
though?
it
Like
together.
you just read something and it's like whatever light you hear it in first is what you believe automatically.
Yeah.
And then like the tides can change, but it takes a while. Like we all thought Shanice was batshit crazy and she is in the light version of just like personality
She's just
kookiness.
an agent of chaos.
Correct.
I love
But
her.
like she's not a stalker.
But you know what makes me think this man is crazy? He took it to court. It got dismissed.
Yeah.
And now he's like, for emotional damages, I must sue you when you're jobless. You're an insecure actor, sir. You should have gotten paid by Issa Rae.
Just suing someone for emotional distress is really hard. Usually you like tack that on to like an actual act. So like if she had stalked him, he could like add on that and get more money. But like just saying I was emotionally in distress because of you. We're all emotionally in distress from everybody.
Yeah. We would be suing our parents for millions of dollars if we were emotionally damaged about everything. Yeah. So, whatever. Shanice is crying. She's very upset. And then Alex is like, Shanice, can I give you a hug? And I went, ugh.
This is our worst nightmare.
She also doesn't like to be touched. So she hugs a little bit, but he doesn't let go.
She accepts it. This is where I fully believe half of the population is just giving hugs for the other person. Because she's not doing that for herself.
No, she let go at one point and was like, okay.
Can you imagine if he gave the good old Carl Radke, squeeze me?
Ew. I forgot about that.
That will live in my... Every time I hug someone, I think, squeeze me.
I'm never gonna hug again. I forgot about it successfully.
It was really traumatizing during OG Summer House to watch that scene, and it will unfortunately live rent-free in this whole brain.
Squeeze me. I'm in tears. That was terrible.
I'm so sorry. Do you want to sue me for emotional distress?
And you know what? I hate Carl for it, and I'm going to hate Alex for this hug too, because it was awkward. But if men keep hugging women,
why?
I'm going to hate it. I know at the time Carl was hugging his fiance. Stop hugging us. I know Alex asked permission, but just don't ask.
Just don't
the answer is always
Stop
no.
wanting it.
It's such an ick, you know, when men want to hug people. It's so gross. No, I'm just kidding.
But not.
Just so gross. No, okay. I might have tears from that. That was so gross. Okay, so Preston says, when everyone at this table talks, it's a lot of say what you need, say this, say that, but everyone here is holding something from the group. And everyone, including him, everyone is responsible for why people don't share some stuff.
Yeah.
He said it more eloquently than I just put
1,000% he did.
My notes are a mess. Yeah. But he says this group should be about making everyone feel safe. And it keeps the camera keeps cutting to Jasmine because it's like, yeah, she needs to share.
She
needs to share.
But then I was like, is she going to? I was like, that's going to actually be super fucking weird if Shanice and, you know, Jordan just like showed these intimate moments and she's like, I'm pregnant.
Well, I think as soon as Preston said that, I was like, she can feel safe. Here we go. Be like, actually, guys, I've been holding something and I do want to share it with you. You know, but instead, Bria goes, I have something to say.
I need to speak.
And she goes, I've been feeling unauthentic because I don't want Mariah at the house.
I thought she was going to bring up the Simon stuff. And here we are talking about Mariah.
Yeah, she's been holding this. And she says it's too much and she doesn't want it. And Jasmine's like, I don't even know what to say. Yeah. Because Jasmine in her interview is like, she says she takes everything usually on the chin, which is kind of true. She doesn't like show that much of an issue. Usually it was Silas last season, and this season she's been like relatively chill about everything. But she says she's the mother of she's the daughter of a 2-time convicted felon.
Alicia.
So don't, and I went, no. Go back to that. Go back to it. No. I was like, go back to it. This is better than the I'm looking for my father comment. What? Twice for what? Do you still have a relationship with your mother? Where is she now? Okay. What's she doing?
But also, the way she said it was about to be like, I have a 2-time Olympian mom.
Yeah, the way she said it, I went, she's a 2-time like world champion wrestler. This girl's
she's like, 2-time felon. I was like, whoa.
Okay, I found it. It says a brilliant, resilient, 2-time convicted felon. Oh, that was so
I do think people can like turn their lives around, but the way she said this, as if her mom was like a gold medalist, like so thrilled. Honey.
why don't people just like tell me, immediately?
Another thing, why are we just dropping tidbits in the interview chair? I need a full sit down on this one too. This episode is leaving me with more questions than answers. Is she still in jail? 2 felonies would, in my opinion, rack up some time.
That could be weed charges or something, right?
That's very true. Very true.
Okay. Faye Ellis is great. Faye Ellis looks to be out and about. She's a writer and a motivational speaker. She also has a YouTube channel, which includes motivational videos on relationship advice and self-improvement. She's also the author of 2 books.
Okay. Well-deserved, I was raised by a strong-ass, badass woman. Let's maybe rephrase and change, because
Hilarious.
I would love to hear more about your mom and how she changed her life around. But you got to add that in there.
How come it doesn't say what her mom did to be a 2-time brilliant?
I think we got to watch the YouTube channel.
It says she talks about in her books being sexually abused. What if her mom's not a felon and we misheard?
No, because you said her platform is about turning her life around.
It's motivational speaking. I don't know about turning your life. I mean, I could sit here and tell people to turn their lives around too. That doesn't mean shit,
Yeah, but it helps if you've been through something.
I'll do a deep dive. So I can't believe I didn't Google this. Yeah. So Jasmine says she just feels bamboozled in this moment. Jasmine just needs, because everyone's like, what do you need? And she's like, I just need a moment. Jasmine's clearly trying to separate herself from the situation right now.
And this would take me aback too. For 2 days, Bria has said it's fine. She knows the flight's booked, and now you want to
we already discussed it once. We brought it up twice. We brought it up at
the family meeting, and then at that dinner, whenever Bria was like, I know you already bought the flight.
So Bria just thinks people who haven't had altercations in the house should be welcome. But she's yelling. And she's also, the best part is Jasmine and Bria are sitting next to each other, and Bria's not looking at Jasmine. She's
yelling
screaming
to the
straight
table.
ahead.
Yeah.
And so Amir is like, I'm going to go get shots for everyone. So him and Jordan leave. Everyone else, Noelle's really trying to comfort Jasmine because Jasmine's crying and Bria's pissed. So people are trying to be like, Bria's fucking stop. Summer's like, you need to calm. Bria, she gets up and she's like, I'm keeping it real on how I feel. This is really me and I'm speaking up and no one likes when I speak up. So now she's yelling and everyone's like, Nick, can you grab her? She's a rabid
she's
dog
walking
on the
and
loose.
Talking about her feelings. But she's just saying she's speaking up. She said the one thing, I don't want Mariah to come, but you're not really sharing your feelings.
No, she's just yelling. This is how I feel. I feel this way. This is me. This is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Gonna let the light shine on me, okay?
Let it shine, Bria. Let it shine.
So Jasmine, she's sitting there trying to wipe her tears, and she says, thank you for telling us your feelings. Very okay, we know.
She's so diplomatic. Sometimes I'm like, give it to her, Jasmine.
But Bria continues to yell.
She's nonsense.
She goes, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad, and I'm gonna get loud, and I can get loud. And Jasmine's like, okay. And Preston, he hates Bria. He is like, Bria, calm the fuck down. It's not a thing. We're at a restaurant, you know? And so Bria says she's hurt, but she's only frustrated by Jasmine. And Jasmine is like, I didn't mean to do this. But Jasmine really starts sobbing. And she says she came into this house and she didn't know where she stood with anyone. And she needed this house this summer and she needed fun and support. And she's going through a lot right now. She's about to say
mostly
because Bria's yelling at her, but not yelling at her, but yelling at her.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is why I don't like Bria, I don't think.
I was like, whoa. She's like, you guys don't like when I talk about my feelings. And I was like, but you're not. But you're just yelling.
Also, you're not talking about your feelings. You're just yelling at us.
This isn't productive.
Even if you mentioned your feelings, you can't just yell at me.
she's like wanting to monologue and just like stomp around and yell. That's clearly Bria. She like builds stuff up and holds it in, and then when she explodes, she's like, "Oh, and now you're mad at me that I'm having a feeling." And it's like, no. It's the way you're going about it. It's that you said nothing for the last 3 days about this, and now you're mad and having an explosion of emotions, and like nobody can talk to you.
Yeah, like we're just not allowed to
respond
at all. Yeah, it's weird. So, that's the end. We get a to be continued.
Do you think Jasmine will say she's pregnant at this table?
I don't think anymore. But it might also slip out. She might be
I think she's gonna cry and be like, and rightfully deserved, like, you guys just don't even understand. My husband's deployed and I'm pregnant and I'm alone and I just need somebody to care for me.
Yeah, I think it might slip out, but also I don't think she wants to share it now.
I would feel sad if that's how she shared it.
So much for feeling safe.
Also, I do want to also mention that when Amir and Jordan went inside to get shots, the bartender said she could bring them to them, and they said, "No, thank you. We don't want to be out there.
We're just going to take all 8.
Yeah,
thank you.
We live here now."
It was so funny. Okay, well, that was the episode.
That was a lot.
We have to do fun, not fun. So, Meredith, do you want to start us off? Who's your
Good
not
God,
fun?
I have to. We got to go not fun because I just feel like there was a lot of not funness that we just got to get that energy out. I'm sorry, but I'm going Jordan. It's off-putting to me how like she can't say sorry to Summer in their like tiff, and like in that conversation, Jordan like started out with the like, "Oh, you were talking about me crying," but like, why don't we start from the beginning of the conversation? Like, why were you so mad when we were sitting at dinner? Because that comment hadn't even happened yet.
Yeah, I agree. Jordan it was rough because she couldn't, especially to like someone you love, you can't like apologize. It's just crazy.
I found it icky. It's for me because I don't mind her being a badass bitch with like Alex, and I don't even really mind her yelling at Summer. It's just say you're sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with probably Bria just for that last.
Yeah.
Like she's just yelling about nothing, and then she's like, "I'm sorry for yelling," and I'm like, "Then stop."
Then how about we simmer?
Like I being kind of like a Jordan-ish fighter, I'm not gonna lose my emotions and then just start yelling to yell.
That's what I don't want. I don't want nonsense.
We're at a table. I'd be Preston. I'd be like, you need to calm down. You're having a temper tantrum. So yeah, I'm over it. Also, Jasmine's just trying to tell you she's pregnant, girly. Cut it out.
It's also the art of an argument. Like, that's what we love to see. Bria doesn't have it. No.
And she was mean to Simon for no reason. I'm over her.
Don't do that.
I'm over her. Yeah. Who's your fun?
Man, I just don't feel like there's a lot for me to pick from, I'm going to be honest. Okay. Do you have yours?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I love Shanice. I find her absolutely hilarious. Yeah. This girl, she is so goddamn funny. I don't know if she's an A or B character. She's walking the line for me, but she is so fucking funny. She's what I would like ideally want to be surrounded with because I think she's nothing but a good time.
I thought you were about to say she's not like she's what I want to be, and I was gonna be like girly.
No, she's a little chaos for me, but I want to like be around her. I feel like she'd always keep my mood up. Because I'd just be laughing with her.
Always
like, it would
provide
just
the
be
entertainment.
So funny.
The morning after like discussion at like around a table after you go out would be so good with her.
Yeah, Shanice is fun.
Yeah.
Like if I still had Snapchat, she'd be the main person featured on my stories.
Oh my God.
She's amazing.
And
she's so funny. Her farting, her eating the chips, her going to church. Like her and Nick could do anything. And I'm going to watch them do it. I want them to like be forced to like cook a meal together, but they have to go to the store. Like Love Island, how they would sometimes send people to the store in Spain and they have to buy stuff. I would love to watch Nick and Shanice have to figure their way around like Spain. I think that'd be hilarious.
Man.
I love Shanice so much. So yeah,
she grows on me every single time.
I'm gonna go with Shanice. But Oh, based off who you go, I have a gold star I do want to give someone.
Okay. I'm giving it to Noelle.
Okay.
Mainly because I loved the conversation with her mom, even though that
Yeah, it was
wasn't
fun.
her. But she like got herself right back up. We didn't see her sulking with Alex after that. She sat next to him at dinner. Like I find her
Yeah.
so fun. Like Alex was making fun of the way she talks, like in a fun friendship banter. I just think she brings a lot of energy to the house that like needed it.
Yeah, she's definitely so fun. Special shout out though to Jasmine. I know she's trying. She's struggling.
Ever since last episode when we had that conversation about like, oh, it's that Silas is gone and she needs support in the house, I've really mentally changed my tune on her a little bit more. Like, I do feel more sympathy.
I think it's just the Silas of it all. Okay, well, we
It
did it.
is.
We
We
did
did it. Hip
it.
hip hooray.
This was so fun. Do all the things I said at the beginning of the episode because you won't regret. Whoa, maybe you will regret it. You won't regret it, is what I was trying to say, but I obviously don't speak English. Okay.
No worries. Thanks for joining. Bye.